Namaste everyone. Welcome back to Vasi Bliss. My name is Rum, and today we're going to be doing another more calming meditative Kriya. It's entitled Ojas Kriya, and Ojas is vitality, is vital energy. And this vital energy that we're working with today is Prana Shakti. So we have Virya Shakti, Prana Shakti, and Manas Shakti. Virya Shakti is our sexual energy. Manas Shakti is our mental mind energy. And Prana Shakti is our breath energy. So our breath, our life force energy. So this Ojas Kriya is a very, very simple exercise where we're going to be breathing from this space in the crown. If you've seen some of my other videos, I discuss about the soft spot in the back of the head, the little sensitive area that we are careful with when we're babies, is the place that we want to imagine breathing in and out from. And when we're breathing in and out, this breath, we want to keep it in the head. We do not want to bring it down into the body. We want to keep this part quiet, keep the prana up in the head, because we are trying to create a vacuum that sucks up the energy, sucks up the kundalini, up the sushumna center energy channel that is aligned with the spine on our astral body, and create this vacuum that brings the energy up so we can bring this energy into the higher centers and use this energy more efficiently and conserve our energy more efficiently, be more in charge of our energy, more in control of our senses. And this Ojas Kriya is about vitality. So we are bringing this energy upwards, and we can be able to use it for health and longevity, vitality. So it's very simple. So we begin with our eyes closed and our mouth open, and we inhale and exhale through the crown, keeping the energy in the head. It's nice to imagine the breath being done at the soft palate area. So if you take a yawn, there's a space that gets created in the back. And this is where, when you're opening your mouth and breathing, you feel a little coolness at the back. And that coolness is an indicator that you're breathing into that space. And that will also help you to keep it in the head, keep it from coming down, keep the lungs still, the abs still, the chest still. So the first step is we're going to close our eyes and breathe through our open mouth. Inhale and exhale. Very, very few times in yoga do we breathe out through the mouth, or even in, but out specifically, because breathing out wastes energy. There are no major nadis in the mouth, and if we exhale through the mouth, we're just losing prana, losing energy. And again, Kriya yoga in general, is all about learning to conserve and use this energy more efficiently so we can be more energetic and be more lifelike and have more energy to do things in our day, to create more. So again, first step, mouth open, inhaling and exhaling, imagining we're breathing through the top of the head, through the soft spot, and keeping it around that soft palate area will help you to keep it in the head. So that's the first step. And then the second step is we open our eyes and we look at our third eye, Shambhavi Mudra. So an easy way to do that is you take your finger and you look at it and you bring it up and bring it close to your forehead. And that is where you should look. You might feel a strain. That's okay. Just take a break and then go back to it. You'll get stronger. This muscle will get much stronger, and you'll be able to keep your eyes there for a lot longer, and eventually to close our eyes and keep the gaze there. So 3 steps. 1, open mouth, inhale, exhale, eyes closed. Second is eyes open, continuing the inhale, exhale through the mouth. And then we close everything. But the gaze stays at the third eye, the Shambhavi Mudra. and the tongue goes to the top of the roof of the mouth to close the circuit of energy. And then we breathe through the crown. So we're always breathing through the crown. We're just changing how we're breathing and where we're looking. So let's go for it, yeah? So step 1 of Ojas Kriya, eyes closed, mouth open, and let's breathe through the crown. Keep breathing. It's helpful if you're making some sound. I find that doing a little bit of an ujjayi, louder breath while I'm breathing in through that space in the mouth while my mouth is open is really helpful. And if you breathe through that area and the Sushumna gets activated, you might even breathe with a bit of a high-pitched sound, kind of like wind is going through an instrument. And the sound is a clear sign that you are correctly breathing through the Sushumna, that it's clear, the kapha, the mucus is cleared out. So if it feels a little difficult to breathe, almost like you're kind of struggling or there's a bit of a suction happening, that's actually a good sign. That's a sign that you are breathing through that channel that is blocked, is closed. So that suction is actually moving things. So you might feel mucus come up, kapha come up. That is a very good sign. So let's do a little more. Okay, now keep breathing through the mouth, but our eyes are open, looking at Shambhavi Mudra at the third eye. Okay, we're going to close our mouth, close our eyes, keep the gaze at Shambhavi Mudra at the third eye. Put the tongue on the roof of the mouth and breathe through the crown. Okay, and stop. You might be struggling to breathe a little bit. You might feel like you're needing to catch your breath. That's okay, that's totally normal. That's actually a really good sign that the body is learning to use this energy, this prana, in a different way. And it knows how, but it doesn't remember that channel, that conditioning isn't fully ingrained into it. So if you're needing to catch your breath and feeling like you're short of breath, all of these are very good signs. And actually, it makes me think about Buteyko breathing. Buteyko breathing is a technique where you breathe very subtly, very soft, almost like you're not breathing at all. And it is very good for your health. It's very good for exercise. I think it's actually pretty much on point with this kind of breathing that we do in Kriya Yoga, this subtle state where we're almost not breathing at all, because the state of Kundalini, the state of Samadhi, the state where you are fully open and your energy is fully activated, is a non-breathing state. This Samadhi state that they talk about, that the ancient yogis get to, is a state where you're not even breathing. The breath is so subtle and even stops, even suspends. And that state, that's why when we lay in Shavasana or we meditate after a Kriya or a practice, it's important to take that time, because in that state is when we can experience that suspension of the breath, when the energy fully opens and the prana can be used properly. And the prana, the Kundalini energy as well, is what helps to sustain you. That's why when you do breath work like Wim Hof, where you're really oxygenating your blood and oxygenating your body, that's why afterwards you do a breath retention and you're able to hold it for much longer, because the oxygen you're so full of it and the energy is so awakened that the prana itself is able to sustain you. And we want to get to that state. So Ojas Kriya is a perfect way to do that, is a perfect exercise to begin to train the body to use the prana and not the breath, because they are two different things. The breath is a vehicle for the prana. When we're not breathing, the prana is still activated, is still keeping us alive. We can hold our breath and continue to have our heart pumping and everything. So we don't need the breath. But these exercises are tools for us to get to that state of absolute breath suspension. So I hope this is a beautiful addition to your practice. As always, have a beautiful day. Thank you so much. Namaste.